Hey guys, it's Abby Johnson. Okay, first of all, I just want to say that this is my Star Wars nightgown, and it's my favorite nightgown, like, in the whole entire universe. And so I wear it a lot when I'm doing YouTube stuff, like recording. So I do wash it, but I just wear it all the time because it's my favorite and I love it. So I am today in Vancouver, Washington. Flew into Portland today. And so a few hot takes on the movement today, things that are going on. First of all, here, two things happening that were newsworthy today that took place in Washington. So in Spokane, there was a city ordinance that was passed that basically said that people that are on the sidewalk can receive noise violations if they're being too loud on the sidewalk. And everybody's like freaking out about it. But basically all it's doing is it's banning like using a bullhorn or any sort of amplification. So like you can still use your voice, which is totally normal. You just can't use a bullhorn, which is incredibly abnormal. So it made like a bunch of pro-life news stuff, but it's actually not really newsy because we shouldn't be using like amplification systems and bullhorns to yell at women anyway. It doesn't come across as like super loving. So, and that's why we're out there. So, is to speak truth to them in love, not speak truth through a bullhorn. So, okay. So that was the first thing that was sort of newsy in Washington. The second thing was, that there was a, sex ed bill that's been passed. They're basically removing abstinence education from the schools, and Planned Parenthood and other comprehensive sex ed proponents are going to be in all of Washington schools. This is not terribly surprising up here in the Pacific Northwest, where everybody loves abortion, and not everybody, but abortion and Planned Parenthood are just sort of like part of the fabric of the Pacific Northwest. They have been trying to push for this type of education in schools for a long time. This is Planned Parenthood's plan. Planned Parenthood, their plan is to get into the public school system, starting their sex education in kindergarten and first grade with your kids so that they can essentially groom them for sexual behavior at a young age, bring them into their clinics, get them on contraception that will eventually fail. 54% of women who have abortions were using contraception at the time that they got pregnant. Planned Parenthood knows that. That's their own statistic. So they want to get them into the clinics, get them on contraception that will fail, and then get them an abortion. And guess what? In the Pacific Northwest, you don't have to have any sort of parental notification or consent to have an abortion. So you can go in, your parents can drop you off one Monday morning at school. You can go to the clinic. The school nurse can actually take you to the clinic. You can have an abortion, and you can be picked up by your parents at 3:30, and your parents have no idea that you just went through an invasive surgical procedure. So that's sort of Planned Parenthood's goal all along. Unfortunately, they are succeeding in many states, including California and Oregon and now Washington, among others. It's not just those three. So, okay, other news. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, put on like a big show about the Supreme Court case that has been heard about the admitting privileges for doctors. And she said something like really stupid. She said that, the reason that doctors don't need admitting privileges is because emergencies just don't happen in abortion clinics. And if a woman is going to have an emergency, then it's going to be at their home after the abortion. And that's like really stupid because the majority of people that have complications from surgical abortion, it happens in the clinic. It's usually because they perforate the woman's uterus. So the majority of complications are happening in the clinic. not at a woman's home. So, I mean, maybe she just doesn't know how this works, or I guess she's just being fed what Planned Parenthood's telling her, which is really stupid. But if she actually looked at inspection reports of clinics, she would find that they're dirty, they're filthy, they're unsanitary, they're not having proper sterilization technique, they have untrained staff performing these procedures on women. It's no wonder they're constantly perforating the uterus. It's no wonder women are hemorrhaging, sometimes to death, on the abortion clinic table. So I wish just one time, like when a case goes to the Supreme Court, that one of the pro-life attorneys would just mention checkmyclinic.org. I wish they would just mention these inspection reports that we've been able to gather and put in a website, checkmyclinic.org. I mean, why aren't these attorneys bringing up like the basic lack of healthcare standards inside of these clinics? I don't understand it. Why wasn't I an attorney? I could have been fighting this at the Supreme Court. Anyway, so that's that. Don't forget, Busy Phillips still shouting her yeast infection, still super passionate about it. And so she hasn't come back and been like, I really didn't mean that. Oh, and the other thing that she said that was really, really funny was that she's never going to stop talking about how her period and her ovulation line up with the moon. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Not even science. Like, do you even science, Busy Phillips? I don't think you do. Okay, so that's that, and I go home tomorrow, so I'll be monitoring pro-life news tomorrow, and we'll bring you something new tomorrow. And I probably won't be wearing the Star Wars shirt, but I might be wearing the Star Wars nightgown, so we'll just see. If you actually like look through my YouTube videos, like you will see this thing pops up in a lot of videos. And P.S. it's like super duper old, but it's still hanging in there. I don't even like Star Wars. I've never watched Star Wars for my whole entire life. Don't judge me, but Doug, my husband, loves Star Wars, and that's the only reason I bought this thing, because he loves it. I don't know who these people are on it. I don't know any of these faces. I don't know what that means. Bweet. Oh, really? Well, I doubt you'd have fared any better. Bweet. I don't know what that means. Maybe y'all know what that means. I know that's R2-D2. It is pointless to resist. That's what it says. Anyway, all right, everybody. Y'all have a great day, a great evening. Maybe I'll start trying to do these actually during the day instead of like at midnight. But I just got done with an event, so now is when I had the time to do it. So thank you guys, and we will see you tomorrow.